Hello, friend, and welcome to the collective. If this is your first time here, I'm so excited to meet you. And if you're returning, I'm so excited to see you again. If you feel like you're being blocked, if there's something that's just keeping you and you can't figure out what it is, what your mental barriers are, what your spiritual barriers are, we are going to be focusing on that today. So, yes, I'm a solution-oriented person, but before we can focus on the solution, we need to know what is actually happening now. And it's not what's happening in the obvious, like, external part of yourself. It's what is happening on the underlying, what's happening beneath the surface that I'm trying to focus on. Because in order to get past the current situation that you're in now, we need to know what the actual underlying variables are. Good, just been staring at, just been looking at screens a lot. Alright, so this is a very obvious and straightforward card, but I want to point out that when you've been putting too much time on your phone or in front of the TV or in front of the computer, you're not allowing a lot of personal time for you. You're not giving yourself the chance to allow your thoughts to actually be heard and processed. And you're not letting time in for universe or spirit to come in and help you either. So let's look at this card as, more than just the blank obvious of what it is that we've been, looking at screens a lot. Let's also realize that this means that we've been giving our attention and our control over to things that aren't necessarily benefiting us, but are keeping us stuck in, in a spot, literally, because it's a screen. It's your responsibility to expand instead of just contracting. So this is one of those things where it's a reminder that if you want to expand, if you want to grow, if you want to be bigger than what you are, that's up to you. It's not someone's responsibility to find you and say, oh my God, you're amazing. Come, do this great thing for me. It's not how it works. Actors aren't just found sitting on the street. No, they're found because they put themselves out there over and over again. Singers aren't just found because they're singing in the shower. They go out and sing. You have to do the thing that you want to do in order to be found, to be seen, to expand. Death is just one character I play. My real name is Change. This is the truth, because everyone, yes, there's death, there's, the obvious, grief, loss, yada yada, but death is just so much more than that. If you're in the Midwest right now in America, that the leaves are changing, and as those leaves change, everyone's like, oh, the leaves are dying, and that is what it is. But it's a whole growth and recycle system, and that is your life. Your whole life is you constantly changing. And I can say that the person that I was a year ago is not the same person I am today, whatsoever. So that person that was here, sitting in this chair a year ago, she's no longer part of me. Yeah, she passed away. She, in her own way, is unalive, because it's one of those things where I am here. I am real, yes. But that person who was scared, nervous, anxious, and just fearful and was wondering what everyone else thought about her, she's not here anymore. So in her own way, yeah, it's change, it's death. It's the same character, just, under a different mask. Evolve into a non-complainer. So this card is a call out card, because it's one of those where it's like, yeah, you need to speak your truth and you need to stick up for yourself. But sticking up for your truth and speaking up for yourself is different than being a complainer. Are you just somebody who loves to gossip, gripe, and just see the bad in everything no matter where you go? It could be a beautiful, glorious sunny day as it is today outside my window, and you're gonna focus on the fact that the sun's too bright and it's just hot and you want to be in the shade. But when you're in the shade, the wind chills you too much and it's just not comfortable. And your jacket just doesn't feel comfortable on you in any way that you wear it. And, you'd rather just be inside. But if you're inside, you're going to gripe and complain about how, you never get to spend enough time outside. And there's you're just never happy. That's what we mean by evolve into a non-complainer. Evolve into someone who, when you speak, there is purpose behind your words. Evolve into somebody who, when your words are heard, people are like, oh, yeah, that's something that we need to listen to. Evolve into a non-complainer. Allow yourself to see the beauty. and to find good in your life and not just constantly yapping about like any little inconvenience that you find. So now I want to ask the tarot cards, why is it that we are wanting to stay small? And why is it that, like, whenever I see this card, that death is one character I play, my real name is change, what is it that we're afraid of changing? Because whenever it comes out, there's a fear of change. Like, we want the change. We do. We want the change, but also we're scared to make the change. Because you kind of forget that if you want your life to change, it's a matter of you actually doing the thing. If you want your life to change, you have to make it change. You have to change your decisions. You have to change your lifestyle. You have to do things different than what you're currently doing now. And that's the only way that things are going to change. That's the only way that you're going to expand. You have to do differently like than what you're doing in your current now. Because if you continue to do in your current now over and over again, you're just going to be here in that same spot a month from now or 2 months from now. But if you change your behavior, if you make changes to your routine or your habit or anything, then you're not going to be the same. You're going to be different. And your life's going to be different. All right, we got the Four of Swords here. So this is calling for rest. And I feel like the point of you needing rest is because you're in burnout. Let's be real here. If this is what's going on under like the surface, the underlying thing, these screens are probably just your way of getting out. Contracting yourself is all the energy that you have for, and it's not that you're complaining because, you know, you just want to find the negative things. You're complaining because, like, yeah, things really do suck, and maybe they would suck less if we got rest. Rest is important. Rest is how we recoup. Rest is how we allow our brain to process things that have happened, for our emotions to be able to even work through what they need to work through. Rest is important, and rest is part of what can help you. Like, if you're not getting enough sleep, that alone is enough change for you to change. We got strength. And I love this strength card because that lion is huge. But it is looking at this girl with the most loving and like tender, like just care. And every time I see this, I'm in awe of like that strength, because that strength is from the heart. That strength is in her kindness. That strength is just so subtle and so loving. And this is the strength that's already in you. You have this strength. And yeah, you might be tired, you might be exhausted, and I'm not asking you to do more. In fact, I'm asking you to do less. I'm asking you to take care of yourself, to make yourself a priority, to get yourself away from the screen. Yeah, with the, you know, it's your own responsibility to expand instead of just contracting. You need to do things in order to expand. But if you're not taking care of yourself first, that's where you have to start. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles. So knights like to move, they like to go, they like to do. But the Knight of Pentacles is the only one that understands that everything has a season, reason, and place. Why is that? Pentacles is that earth energy. And knights understand that, you know, I'm not going to rush spring because spring has its purpose. I'm not going to rush summer because summer has its purpose. I'm not going to rush fall or winter because they both have their purposes. And this Knight of Pentacles does not like to be rushed, does not like to be pushed more than it needs to be. So understand that what you're doing now is you are on a journey that is going to take time. The change that you're looking for isn't going to happen overnight. It's going to be some time for you to order to see your change, in order to get the change that you're hoping for. And I honestly feel like part of it is because like the lifestyle that you are in now is just so ingrained into your being that you even doing anything different just sounds crazy, and that's okay. But the reason why it sounds crazy is because when I tell you to rest, you're like, no, I have to do things in order to change. Sometimes you need to rest in order to allow the change to happen. Because when you plant seeds and you water them, what do you do after that? You wait. You allow nature to take its time, to take its course. Yeah, you have to weed over time, but you still have to wait. There is still that resting period. And then we got the Page of Wands in its reverse position. Pages are always new. The Page of Wands is new action. And in its reverse position, again, this kind of signifies burnout. But I understand that you have been trying to make the changes. You have been trying to implement different things and you're getting frustrated. Understand that your frustration is completely natural and you're not failing. You're not screwing up. I mean, yeah, you are failing, but like you're not failing at life because you're failing. Failing just means that you tried, that you attempted something. And it means that you just need to pivot. You need to alter. You need to see how to do it better. Failing is a good thing in life when you fail because you attempt to do something different. It means that you tried and that it didn't work out. And now we just need to see how we can adjust in order to do better. So with this Page of Wands, yeah, you're actively working. You're actively trying to do things, but you're just getting so caught up in that frustration. You're getting so caught up in the negative and the complaining side of it that instead of saying, okay, so I burnt the meal, the chicken's burnt, the pasta's burnt, the broccoli's burnt, and you're just focusing on the fact that everything's burnt and now your kitchen kind of smells like smoke and you have to order pizza, that you're not saying, okay, so I burnt dinner. What is it that I can do better? How did I mess this up? Did I forget to set a timer? Is the pan too hot? Do I have not enough liquid in there? Is the sauce too thick? We need to shift what it is that we focus on when we find the shortcomings. And the Lovers. So I hate to break it to you, this card's not saying that true love's coming to you. The Lovers is all about choices. And the Lovers is about you choosing to make the choice about loving yourself first. Because the hardest relationship and the hardest person to love for you is yourself. It's easy to love other people, not so easy to love ourselves. And you want your relationship, if you are currently in one, to get better, you need to start loving yourself. If you're not in a relationship and you're trying to attract it, guess what? It starts with loving yourself. The more you love yourself, the more you take care of yourself, the more authentic you are for yourself, the more you choose yourself, the more you're going to inspire the person who's right for you. So this card is reminding you that if you want to find harmony in yourself, it starts with you first. You have to make the choices to love yourself, to choose you, and to be the best version of you that you can be. Now I want to ask the cards what exactly it is that we need to do to be the best version of us. What is it that we need to do to love ourselves? What is it that we need to do to help ourselves actively rest? Because we're getting called out on the fact that we're neglecting ourselves and that we're not, treating ourselves the best way. And it kind of sounds like we're being a little hard on ourselves because we have higher expectations than what are, realistic. And you know what? That happens. We've all been there, all done that. You are, just dealing with something that is unfortunately a completely natural problem for you to have in the society that we live in, because the society that we live in is like their whole focus is to create these problems in our life. So overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. So this card, it's a reminder that if you do have so much going on in your life, you need to release, you need to let go. Overflow could be that you have an abundance of wealth, time, and energy and you want to share it with other people. But right now, I feel like the overflow is that you are, again, overwhelmed, and that you are feeling exhausted and tired because you have an abundance of issues and things that you need to talk about to people, that you need to work out, that you need to be honest with yourself about. Overwhelm is a easy way to be burnt out, and it's the most natural way to be burnt out. So let's let go of some things. Let's ask for help. Let's reach out to other people. Gathering round, the power of community. I was literally just talking about you reaching out to other people. And I love the mushrooms in this picture because mushrooms, they share, and their like network, their mycelium network is so phenomenal and huge. Not only do mushrooms help feed each other, but they also feed the trees and the plants around them. This blows my mind, and I'm gonna like have a complete caveat here, but so science has proven that like if you're in a forest and you have like the taller trees that are getting all the sun, and then you got smaller trees that aren't able to receive the sun, the mycelium network of like mushrooms works to help those trees feed like the tall trees feed nutrients to the smaller trees. Mind-boggling how science works and that biology is that way, but it is like that is nature. So gathering around, the power of community is literally working with those who can help you and allowing them to be there for you. It doesn't have to be you doing it alone. Literally allow those who have more, who have been there, who are where you want to be, allow them to help you. Whale song, resonating. So this is a reminder that there's things in your heart, there are things in your life that you look at it and it just resonates with you so well, and you need to follow that. Don't ignore it. Don't just brush it off. If you see a set of paints and you've always wanted to paint, buy the paints, get the canvas, allow yourself to paint. Even if you've never done paint, even if you've never taken an art class, allow yourself that opportunity to follow that which resonates with you. If you've always wanted to try, baking like these certain types of dishes, like if you've never cooked fish and now all of a sudden you want to try cooking fish, if that's what resonates with you, follow it. The thing about whale song though is whale song is not going to be obvious. It's not going to be a bright neon sign. It's not going to be something that's directly in your face. It's going to be a whispering. It's going to be a longing. It's going to be a desire, and it's your choice to give into it and allow it to lead you, or are you just going to ignore it because that's how you stay small. And then we have Moon Maiden, New Beginnings. So I literally was talking about new beginnings with the Page of Wands and the Lovers, and about you making the choices that you need to make, and with the Four of Swords about you taking rest. You want to make the change. You want to have that change, you need to start making those decisions, those small decisions now that are going to change you like forever in the future. So it starts with you taking 5 minutes to yourself to just sit in silence. It starts with you coming up with some type of regular schedule to journal, to paint, to create. It starts with you going out on 5 to 10 minute walks on a regular basis. It starts with you taking 5 minutes out of your day on a regular basis just to clean a part of your house. Whatever it is, that small thing is a new beginning, because you're beginning to do things in a new way, and that's what starts the journey. That's what starts the process. Now I want to ask Spirit for just a little bit of encouragement to help us understand what it is that we can do to make that change that we're trying to make. What is it that we can do to give ourselves rest, to care for ourselves, to make the decisions that are going to help bring harmony to ourselves? I thought there was a card, but it wasn't there. Yep, I want one more card. Let's find out what it is that is going to bring us our harmony. Clear your mental and physical clutter. You'll feel so much better. I was just talking, I don't remember exactly what with card, but how, sometimes just taking the 5 minutes to clean your house, like 5 minutes daily to clean your house. So there is something with that. Clearing your physical clutter can do so much to clear your mental clutter. And it's one of those changes, but you have to make the decision to, do the thing. And that's an act of self-love towards yourself. So let's get on that. You must forgive if you want to be free. Do it for yourself. So this is a biggie one. And I'm not going to tell you to forgive other people. It helps. It really 100% helps. But the first person you need to forgive is yourself. You 100% need to forgive yourself, because if part of the reason why you're keeping yourself small and you're just staring at screens and you're not allowing yourself to be kind to yourself is because you are so ridden with guilt and shame and regret, then you need to forgive yourself and understand that at the time, you did the best that you could, even if you knew it wasn't the right decision. I have made so many decisions that were not the right decision for me at the time, but at the time, I did the best that I could with what I had for what I wanted. And again, it wasn't great, but yeah, I had to forgive myself. I had to forgive myself for realizing that my priorities were a bit skewed. I had to forgive myself for understanding that sometimes I was just in survival mode. I had to forgive myself for understanding that I'm 100% human and I make flaws. I have flaws, and that's okay. Give yourself some credit for doing a good job at this whole living thing. That's literally what I was just talking about with forgiving yourself, because yes, you're human and there's no easy instruction manual on how to be a good human. There's no easy instruction manual on how to be the best version of you. You kind of have to just go at it and figure it out. Life literally is all about fuck around and find out and hope that you get it right. So yeah, give yourself some credit for doing a good job at this whole living thing, because you got it wrong a couple times. So what? We all have. You just need to give yourself grace and say, you know what? I've made it this far. Make time to play, have fun, be free. So this 100% goes with that rest card. And 100% goes with you allowing yourself to make the decisions to care for yourself. Because play, expression, just giving yourself time to be you, to allow yourself to just be silly, it's going to do more for you than anything else is. If you allow yourself to, be your inner child and, just scribble all over paper or like do circles out in your yard, you might get dizzy. It's fine. If you're going to fall in a way that's not going to hurt you. But like, allow yourself to have fun, to be free, to play. Allow yourself to just let go. And if you don't know how to let go, if you don't know how to be free, if you don't know how to make these small little changes that can help you change your life, go ahead and ask questions in the comments below. We have a community and we support each other. I will support you as well. If you want more information on what exactly it is that you need to do to utilize your strength, or to understand more about what your seasons are going to look like and how to help yourself moving forward, there is a link in the description below for private readings. I do have some open dates, so go ahead and hit me up for those open dates. And I really just want to thank you for being part of my collective today, because I understand that you came into this reading, wanting to know what it is that you needed to do in order to get past and to get through these breakthroughs and these barriers. And I kind of put it all back on you to say that you need to make the change. You need to do the things. You need to love and care for yourself. And that's not an easy message to hear. I also want to remind you that you are not walking this path alone. You are part of this collective, and this collective does support each other. So that's all I have for you today. I love you so much, and I wish you the best, and I can't wait to see you again. Bye-bye.